All right, we're good to start.
Imagine walking into a business meeting overseas and before even speaking, you unknowingly offend your host with a simple gesture, greeting, or even how you eat your food. Today's gender workplace, small misunderstandings like that can make or break professional relationships. Today we'll be telling you about all this and how everything works out in your favor and to keep everyone happy and to make everything better. Our role as college students preparing to enter professional environments, we are learning not just the technical skills of our fields, but also the importance of working with people from diverse cultures, religions, and social backgrounds. Understanding cultural diversity, stereotypes, and religious diversity is not just about being polite, it's about building strong relationships, showing respect, and creating opportunities for inclusion and success in our future workplaces. Everyone can be better on this. This will make everywhere a better place. How we all can succeed. Like many of you, I want to be prepared for work in our environments where diversity is normal. That means learning how to recognize and adapt to different customs, avoid harmful stereotypes, and respect beliefs to others. To succeed in a diverse and global workplace, it is essential to understand cultural norms, create inclusive environments, and respect religious and personal ways. We all need to succeed because this makes everything better for everyone. Review. First, Joanna will discuss how stereotypes, particularly around gender, affect workplace expectations and opportunities. Next, Jack will explain the importance of cultural etiquette and how differences in customs affect business relationships. Finally, Riley will highlight religion influences inclusions and authenticity in professional settings.
Okay, so stereotypes in the workplace. Riley, can you change the slide, please? Stereotypes are assumptions or labels that shape how people are treated, and they have a big impact on inclusion. In my section, I'll explain how stereotypes affect gender roles, promotions, and authenticity at work. Workplace stereotypes often assign women roles as communicators or peacemakers. Um, Tasks like events, taking notes, smoothing conflicts. These tasks are important but prevent women from being recognized as leaders. This expectation shapes how groups operate and places limit on women's visibility and opportunities. Next slide, please. Another stereotype is that men are more suited for leadership. Women face barriers in promotion even when they are equally or more qualified. Men are often labeled as leader material, while women must constantly prove themselves. This bias contributes to gaps in promotions, pays, and representation at higher levels. Next slide, please. Our textbook talks about that stereotypes also reduce authenticity at work. Employees often feel pressure to code switch, meaning they change how they speak, act, or even present themselves to avoid stereotypes. For example, many Hispanic employees report toning down expressiveness to appear more professional. Carden in our book notes this reduces morale and increases burnout. This also shows that when people constantly hide parts of themselves, stress rises and organizations lose engagement and talent. Next slide, please. And lastly, in short, stereotypes limit growth, block leadership opportunities, and weaken workplace culture. Gender is one example, but the same issues affect race, gender, and religion. As Carden in our book highlights, inclusion requires breaking down stereotypes so employees can show up authentically. Workplaces allow people to bring their whole selves and everybody benefits. With that, I'll now transition our next topic, religion and workplace, which will be presented by my classmate Riley.
Okay, now I'll get into the etiquette of different cultures in the workplace. First of all, the importance of learning culture etiquette in the workplace is that you can create a favorable first impression with an investor or partner. You can show respect to everyone in the workplace because obviously there's going to be many different people from many different backgrounds. And you can also build trust with partners, customers, investors, employees, or etc. The differences in etiquette around the world. For example, like in Brazil, people are very animated. They talk about personal topics. There's food etiquette. You can never touch food with your hands, and they toast by saying "sade." In Russia, there's very formal meetings. It's punctuality, very flexible. Unlike Brazil, personal life is very private, and handshakes are reserved. In China, um, very modest, reserved communication. Gift giving is very common, and you should always bring a gift for your partner or investor. And yeah, some application that students can use. Studying abroad and learning cultural firsthand can be very beneficial for future business connections, and as well as understanding and taking part in customs of different cultures will improve relationships and build trust. The connective is that proper culture etiquette enhances business relationships and reduces misunderstandings, preparing employees and students to work successfully in a global environment. You also get more opportunities in the work world when you understand different cultures and be able to plug yourself into many different businesses.
All right, so I have religious expression in the workplace. Um, so employees want to be able to observe their religious practices while still being active in the workplace. And it's very important to be able to balance your personal beliefs with your company policies. And sometimes that's challenging, but it's definitely necessary for everyone to be able to believe what they want to believe. The only drawback there is that there can sometimes be conflicts with scheduling around religious events or holidays. So discrimination and bias. So employees may face stereotypes based on their religious identity. This can affect um, who you hire or how they hire, promotions, and workplace relationships. And one of the downsides is that some managers may make assumptions about growth and productivity based on your religion. Inclusion, authenticity, and growth. So it's important to welcome everyone, no matter what their beliefs are. And employees thrive when they feel valued and accepted by everyone. And the connection is that religious diversity reminds us that inclusion is not just about avoiding discrimination, it's about creating an environment where all employees can grow, contribute, and lead. And by recognizing and respecting different identities, organizations strengthen their culture and set the foundation for long-term success.
So in conclusion, there is no one-size-fits-all answer for creating inclusion and avoiding discrimination, but with some patience and understanding, we can create workplaces that are inclusive of everyone. And if we can include everyone, we can achieve more than if we don't. First, Joanna spoke about pre-existing stereotypes based on gender, age, and religion and how they can affect workplace culture. I moved on to the next slide, sorry. Next, Jack told us about cultural etiquette, how it varies around the world, and how proper etiquette can create a better working environment. And finally, Riley discussed religious diversity and how we can work to include everyone. In today's diverse workplace, it is important to respect and understand different cultures and create inclusive workplaces where everyone can succeed. As college students like us go out into the world, we are all going to experience a wide variety of people. The ideas that we discussed today show us how embracing this diversity, including everyone, will lead to success. And I think that's it.